Dang, son.
That's it, man. First time wrapping a car. Actually looks good.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are finally back on the GT3 Widebody Ferrari for first year warranty services. And today's the day that we're actually gonna start wrapping this thing. As you know, we had a little mix up with the order and we finally got that solid color. That way we can get started. And also the wrap guy's outside, which is Tim actually from New Vision. And he's gonna help us, he's pretty much gonna lead the way and he's gonna get started and we're just gonna help and assist him. So let's go ahead, throw the quick jacks under this car and start wrapping. All right, so the car is lifted up. Tim is getting all of his supplies together. We do got the wooden stove on because we need it to be nice and toasty in here. Right now it's around 65 degrees. So we're actually gonna fire up the jet to get it around 70 degrees, which is ideal for wrapping. So let's go ahead and fire that thing up and then we'll start applying some wrap.
So one panel is finally wrapped and I think it looks absolutely amazing, dude. That looks super sick. That white almost kind of looks like our Ferrari white, just a little bit.
It kind of looks like the Lambo actually.
Yeah, Lambo white, Lambo. Dude, this is starting to look like something else.
Hey, we're learning a lot in this process. Tim is teaching us a lot, and what do you think we're gonna do next now?
I'll let you guys do the other door.
You let us do the other door? Shoot, I don't know. He made it look easy.
Maybe let him do one more door and then we'll do the third door.
All right, so that is it for the second door. Looks absolutely amazing as well. Now we're moving on to the side skirt, and this is actually gonna go black on the bottom, and this top section is actually gonna go white, which we're gonna do the white first, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do the white first, and then we'll probably do the black later on. So let's go ahead. We're not gonna be removing this side skirt, are we? All right, so we're just gonna leave it on there. I gotta remove both of these little rivets right here. So let's go ahead and pop them suckers off, and then we're gonna cut our vinyl and get this sucker wrapped. it is actually a couple days later because Tim had to do his own work and now he's back to wrap the car even more. But here's a little update. What we got wrapped was the 2 doors and the side skirt because he had to actually see and get a feel for how this wrap applies, and it looks absolutely amazing. Right now we're actually gonna move on to our quarter panels. This is gonna be pretty tough because there's a bunch of little like areas and little
waves
like,
and lumps.
Like, just check this area out. You know, we're gonna have to figure out how to wrap all that stuff. So right now we're actually gonna go ahead and remove all these little rivets right here and start wrapping this sucker some more.
Alrighty guys, so there goes the first quarter panel that Tim has done here. He's taking a picture of his beautiful work because man, that turned out amazing. It was tough, but man, got all the edges, everything looking good. We did have to do a separate piece in here. You might have noticed that, but check that out. Turned out perfectly, just amazing. Looks flawless. All the edges, all the corners are looking great. Now we're gonna probably move on to the other quarter panel, right? Or what do you want to do next?
Yeah, we can do the other quarter panel.
Other quarter panel, we already removed the rear bumper here. This stuff should be fairly easy. It should be easier than the quarter panel, and that little piece should be easy too. So I guess we'll knock out the other quarter panel first, and then we'll go from there.
Guys, so we finally got this quarter panel wrapped, and we went ahead and wrapped this flare and threw it on, and it looks absolutely amazing. I gotta say, dude, that white looks way better than red.
Sick, dude.
Way better.
As you can tell, this does have another protective film on it, right?
Yeah, which we're gonna completely pull off before we throw our graphics on, so we're just gonna save that on there so we don't damage any of the wrap. But dude, check that out, dude. That is
looking
legit.
Sick, dude.
That is definitely
Love
awesome.
it. But right now we're actually gonna pull this wheel off because
still got to do a little bit more tucking under here.
Yep, Tim's gonna do that trimming, man. You've been moving right along, man. Moving right along.
Getting this sucker complete, dude.
He's
Legit.
making it look easy, but dude, this is a lot harder than it looks. You know what I mean?
A little bit harder than painting for us, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Probably, dude.
But it looks good, dude.
It's coming right along, looking good. Now let's keep moving, man.
Let's do it.
that is gonna be it for tonight. Tim from New Vision absolutely knocked that fender out. It was really difficult. When you say it was probably the most difficult part.
Yep.
So a lot of inlays that had to be done. One more inlay that we're gonna have to actually finish up probably in the morning tomorrow, but it is super late right now, so we'll catch you guys tomorrow in the morning.
Next day here, guys, and we're gonna continue working on this car, but we're not gonna be wrapping anything because Tim is actually not gonna be in today because he has his own business to run. But today we're gonna do something in our own expertise, and what we really wanna do is actually get this car sitting right. As you can tell, the front end is actually sitting like 3 fingers right here, and then the rear over here, we're looking at 2 fingers. So this is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it actually looks really good in the rear. We may go down lower, but first of all, we're actually gonna go ahead and try to lower the front end down a little bit and see where that goes. And if you haven't noticed, I don't know if they've seen it or not, but
no, we haven't showed, but it does rub, right?
yeah, it does rub. We really cannot
when you
turn, but
yeah.
like, I don't know, like what do you say, about 20 degrees and that's it?
About
You
like
can't
that,
turn more.
that motion right
about
there.
like a quarter. Or
a
like,
quarter turn, yeah.
A quarter turn, that's all it can turn because it starts hitting that, probably because the wheels are just so wide. And you can probably tell a little bit right here, this tire is actually shaped different.
Yeah,
somebody was
yeah.
I think he was rubbing whoever.
For sure. I was thinking worst case scenario, we'll have to go skinnier tires.
Yeah, this is a 245 3520. We can try 245 3020 or something like that, get it nice and lower. I know it'll still scrape because I mean this Ferrari is not made for wide wheels, but we're gonna try to make it work as best as possible. So let's go ahead and actually lift the car up.
Let's lift the car up and work with these stock coilovers for now, because
yeah, we do have lowering springs, but we're gonna see if we can fool around with these. If we can get it right, we're just gonna leave it, you know, and it'll look actually really good, save us a lot of time. So let's go ahead and throw the quick jacks under here and take these wheels off.
So that's what we had to do right there. We had to remove our fender that's already wrapped because we got to use that tool right there. What is that called? A
spring compressor, just a normal spring compressor right there.
Auto zone right there. We're gonna compress this sucker because we couldn't break this. What is that? I forget what this stuff is called, but I guess that nut right there, we couldn't break it loose.
Couldn't break it loose. I think that's a retainer nut or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a wedge nut.
With it being like expanded, the spring is kind of like putting a lot of pressure on it. So we got to compress it and then we'll be able to loosen that. We're going to drop it about, how far do you say, about halfway?
Yeah, probably drop it about halfway.
15 millimeters. We've been watching a few people on YouTube videos actually do it that way. So we're probably going to give it a shot and see what we can do here.
Let's do it. All right, so as you can tell, we got a huge mess on our hands because for the life of us, we just can't get this one nut unscrewed whatsoever. We got the jam nut loose, but other than this, man, we cannot do nothing.
Dude, we got the vise out here. We got the big hammer.
We got the hammer, we got the chisel, we got the pipe wrench, man. We got everything out. We even tried unscrewing this one bolt so we can throw our new springs on there. But that sucker is jammed up as well. It sucks. I just don't want to waste any more time on this. We already spent, what, like 3 hours on this?
Yeah, a couple hours on this. So we're actually going to go ahead and throw this all back together, and we got some other exciting things that we need to do.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and throw all this stuff back together, and then we'll talk to you guys about our carbon fiber. Alright guys, so now that the car is back together, we're actually going to move on to some carbon fiber pieces like our front splitter, our rear wing, and these little winglets here. I think they just go on the front bumper, somewhat like that from the inside. But what we're going to do today is actually rejuvenate these suckers, get them back to life, because as you can tell, they kind of look faded, a little bit matte finish. And what we want to do is actually give this sucker some high gloss finish because the car looks absolutely amazing and it's nice and shiny. I want to get this carbon fiber to look amazing as well. So what we're going to do is actually get some 600 grit, sand all this stuff down, wet sand it, of course. As for the rear wing, we're actually going to leave it on the car because I think it'll be a lot easier to wet sand on the car. And if you can look real closely, that emblem, whatever that was on here, actually got embedded in the clear coat. I don't know if that has just been on there for so long. And also check that out right there. That is some race car stuff right there.
Some race car character right there. We're gonna clear right over that. I think it'll look cool.
Yeah,
dude.
It looks like it got a little bit damaged and they fixed it right up. It looks actually amazing. So what we're gonna do is actually go ahead, grab a bucket of water, some 600 grit, wet sand everything. Then we're gonna set everything up. And then I'm gonna mix up some clear coat, hopefully get this stuff looking right.
So we finally got everything sanded. Everything is set up nice and easy to get around and paint. Got this on a metal wire here. Got the wing actually bolted onto this little stand right here. We got some self-tappers going into this stand and it is nice and sturdy. Gonna get a nice clear coat job on that. These are also self-tapped into this cardboard box. Now we're just starting up this fire because it's kind of getting cold on us, ain't it?
Kind of getting cold, and we need that clear coat to be laid down perfectly smooth. So let's go ahead and fire this sucker up, and I guess what, like pull this Ferrari out, clean everything up, and then go mix up some clear and start spraying.
What's this, that $750 clear?
Yeah, it's that Chromax right there, the Chroma Premier. That stuff actually dried a lot differently from Nason clear.
Yeah, and it's not really cracking. Nason right now, as soon as you take it out of like the container, it'll start cracking.
Yeah, it'll start cracking whenever, I guess when it starts drying just a little bit. This actually dried really fast. Like compared to Nason, it'll be still kind of like
mushy.
And you can smell it. This is not that hard of a smell, you know. It's really not that strong.
Dude, but it's durable.
Yeah,
and that
very
Ferrari
durable.
is looking good over there.
Oh, definitely.
Alrighty guys, so it is actually a couple hours later. We had this stuff drying in front of that heater and it is dry to the touch, and this slip turned out flawless along with these winglets right here. Check that out, looks good, man. And as far as this wing goes, we did have a little issue with this little repaired area right here because I believe it had some sort of fish eyes, because I think it's the epoxy that they used or something like that. And as far as the rest of the wing, there was a few little pinholes because that's how the carbon fiber finish is. But the way to repair that would be to pretty much sand it down and throw one more fresh coat of clear on it. That's how the professionals do it to get that nice, perfect finish. So we'll take care of that in a later video, but what we're gonna do right now is actually move on to the car itself, and we're probably gonna attempt some wrap by ourselves without the wrap guy, because he'll be back in a couple of days to finish up the rest of the car, but we'll just try these little easy areas right here. What do you think? We can knock those out, right?
I think we can try to knock those out. I mean, nothing too difficult, just a few little curves.
That's gonna be easy. This right here will be a little bit more advanced, but you know what? We've been watching, so maybe we can
we're gonna try it, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get this stuff right, hopefully. Let's go ahead and bust out the white wrap and see what we can do.
That's it, man. First time wrapping a car. Actually looks good. You know what I mean?
Got all the edges knocked out. It was pretty time consuming, right?
Yeah, definitely a time consuming process. I can see why all these wrap companies actually charge so much, because this stuff is not easy to do. I just did a small little panel, and I'm telling you, curving all this stuff is very difficult, but I think this thing came out really good, dude. Check that out, black. Oh man, I can't wait to get the bumper wrap black and then the whole entire graphics kit, man. It's gonna look crazy.
But guys, that is gonna be a wrap for today's video. Be sure to stay tuned to watch this whole entire thing get wrapped, because it's gonna look crazy. So make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything. And also be sure to follow us on Instagram, where you can get an inside scoop there before YouTube. And if you haven't, be sure to visit goonzquad.com, copy some merch, and help support your boys. So with that being said, be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below. Thank you guys for all the love and support, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.